Friends, welcome back. Today we're going to do Absolution, issue number 2 by Peter Milligan and Mike Deodato Jr. I always say AWA Upshot, but I heard it's AWA Upshot, but I don't know, it doesn't really roll from the tongue. So I'm not sure how to call it. I mean, AWA Upshot is, rolling off, but, probably it's AWA. Anyway, we have the cover from Mike Deodato Jr. It's a movie-style cover. I like that. And I must say the first issue surprised me a little bit. And, well, we go in and we'll see if, it's good or not. So, we start here with this masseuse. And Mr. Gerard is very happy with her services. But then he says, wait, how about you give me a special massage? And take that shirt off while you're at it. Often wondering what you have gotten hidden under there. And she says, I'm sorry, Mr. Gerard, I'm not that kind of girl. If you want to keep your job, you whatever kind of girl I say you are. Now take that fucking shirt off, he says. Now, that's I'm not sure, no, it's not really a cool opening, but I thought to myself, wow, okay, we start here. But then we also see this here. If you read it, it's got Magica. I wish I was more like you, Nina. I wish I was brave. No one could hurt me if I had your skills. I wish I was a killer. Now, first of all, I thought to myself, who is Magica? But then later on, I'm going to explain. So, AWA Upshot is all just doing what they always do. They put a page out of the comic, blow it up, do some Photoshop here and there, and, does a double spread page, which I really hate. Like I said before, it's waste of time, waste of pages. Well, time, not really. I mean, you know what I mean. It's just waste of page. Anyway, coming back to this a little bit later. It's not really that important, but I just wanted to highlight it. It's one of my many complaints, or complaints in general. So yeah, Nina is escaping. I mean, if you want to know what's going on, check out my other review, issue number 1 on my channel, Dax's Comics, and subscribe and all that jazz. You know the drill. So, and Mike Deodato Jr. is doing what he always does with all these, how do you say, death by 1,000 panels, if you know what I mean. It's not really something I like, but at some point, just like in first issue, I just looked past that. And it's not really hindrance anymore. But when you see this for the very first time and said, oh my God, what's with all these panels? But that is I believe, his signature. So let's not complain about that too much. Maybe I do in the other issue, who knows. But let's continue. So yeah, there's a lot of viewers looking, listening, and seeing what Nina is doing, killing people to stay alive because he has a bomb in her head. But she needs to also have some downtime, some private time. So she has been in this hideout, and we see all these boxes with food and drinks, and then and all these keyboard warriors are, they are degenerates. Let's leave it at that. And then she gives her own personal timeout, and she double blinks, and she has some rest, some in between. She's invisible. Nobody can see what she's doing. I like that. And then she's, undressing herself, and she had some hits and some wounds, and, she's patching herself up. And also we see this absolution display. It's important to her that she hits 100% absolution for what she did in the past. And but it seems she has only 50 minutes of downtime for herself, her own personal moment, which is a little bit weird. I mean, because if let's elaborate a little bit on that. If she is going past 50 minutes, the bomb in her head is going to activate, which is weird. I mean, how does she sleep? Okay, maybe we were going to find out later. Anyway, and she checks her display. It's about, I don't know, 28%. She says, I need more. And but also we see Magica here in the chat. She says, I need this job, but he won't stop. I can't do it again. So all these people are talking to her. Most of them are just shit talkers, and some cheer for her, some, you know, say bad things about her. And then we have Magica, you know, who was the girl in the beginning. And then we skip to this, I don't know, extortion guy who works for a guy called Mr. I believe Boisseau, is that how you say it? And he says to this guy, hey, I need your money. And this store owner says, I get it next week. And then he says, I saw a daughter of yours wearing a new dress. Business is so slow. How come you can't buy her new clothes? Maybe I should ask that pretty muchacha for money. And he says, no, don't do it. But then Nina comes in and shoots him immediately. It's more like a shock factor. And Nina says, a good assassin doesn't hang around to admire her work, but I linger over the dead man, give everyone a good look of what left of Johnny Blank's brains. And then the keyboard warriors are saying, whoa, holy shit. You guys want a moment to start watching. What the fuck is going on, lol? So like I said, you know, she is doing that to raise her absolution. And she says, killing Johnny was no random hit. See, I used to work for the Boisseau cartel. Again, I'm not sure how you say this correctly, but I think this is how you say it. Could be wrong. And so what she's doing, she's going to destroy it. So she's going to hunt all these people working for Boisseau, doing hits here and there. Oh, by the way, do you know this panel here? Like I said in the beginning, and it issue. So it's exactly this. But then they photoshopped her here away because she's standing and then only a shadow is remaining. See? It's exactly that. I don't know why they do it. It just seems like a weird choice. Anyway, so she's following a guy to a certain location, and she wants to, you know, surprise them and kill them all. You know, all these guys coming together. But then this guy stumbles, and she says, Jesus, it's Toots Leclerc. I know him since he was in short pants. He's just a kid. I hesitate. I have to force myself to end this short life. And back in the house, back at the safe house, I think about what happened. Can't afford to hesitate like that. Can't afford to be that kind of person. I'm touching 34%. Better, but I want to dodge the bombs inside me. I need more. And then, well, you can stop the video and see what all these, like I said, these keyboard warriors talking about her, or you know. Moving on, we go to these game hosts panel, because in the first issue it seems that this is some kind of a sports, I guess, and they put some television show with all these celebrities in it, and maybe one of the viewers can tell me who celebrity this guy is, because Mike Deodato Jr. has a habit, not a bad habit, but you know, it's what he does a lot, you know, drawing celebrities. And I believe this is Woody Harrelson. I could be wrong, so I'm calling his Woody, although his name is Earl in the comic. And I believe I've seen this guy on television somewhere too. Not entirely sure. But all these game show hosts are, you know, following her and talk about her, you know, reaching absolution. So this guy, he's calling Andrew Maynard, 26 kills, successfully won absolution. So yeah, he's always talk shit about Nina, that he's disappointing how she kills. It's no style, it's boring, you know, stuff like that. Well, Woody here, he's the host, and he's more like in the middle. And then he has some kind of a guest here. And it's Joseph Hoffman, who is the doctor that operated on Nina. And he says, Doctor, tell us what happened to Nina Ryan if she doesn't get absolution. So the doctor explains, it's a common misconception that there will be a big explosion, blowing her to pieces. That's not how it works. If she fails, tiny bumps inside her brain will induce small but debilitating strokes. Further explosions cause various organs to fail. Liver, kidneys, intestines. Death is messy, painful, and slow. Cool. Meanwhile, Nina is here, try to up her game. And this is some kind of a private club where Bossas capos meet to discuss strategy and bitch about their wives. So she's coming in and she's planning, I don't know, some bombs. And she's basically preparing. She does some work before she's going in. And then she's hitting the button. And shit is exploding while she's using, I don't know, a Gatling gun to kill all of these capos. And, you know, it's pretty cool looking. And but then she's getting the message from Magica. And Magica says, I cannot do it anymore. And Nina says, whoa, I'm on Absolution here. I can't go giving advice on how to waste people. Magica says, I'm sorry, Nina, but I'm desperate. My name is Stevie, and I'm getting sexually assaulted at work. I'm sorry, Magica, I mean Stevie. I feel bad for her. I like to help her. But what can I do? I got my own problems. Mission was a success. My score must have improved after this little show. But I still need more. It's a pretty cool setup, by the way. It's getting better. So, later at night, she's going to Pierre Monet. And he is, I don't know, a right hand of Marc Boisseau, who is the big baddie, I guess. And he's, you know, having sex with this woman. So she kills these not so good bodyguards. And she goes in. And so the woman, you know, below him says, did you hear just something outside? Quit talking, I'm almost finished. And our assassin says, typical man, never listens to women. I start to squeeze the trigger. But I hesitate again. Not because I knew him or how he was nice to the others. I hesitate to kill because that's what normal people do. So this guy, Pierre, is turning around and shooting at her. And she realizes the mistake that she's making. And he is, you know, having this woman hostage. And he says, drop your gun or blow her head off, you know. And then and all these keyboard warriors says, oh, shoot him, right? And but then Nina, realizing that there was one time before she was being operated, she would have shot them both. But she is not that woman anymore. And she believes that because of the operation, something in her changed. And, well, that can cost her life if she's going to continue like that. But then she's using, you know, her feminine traits, or her sexuality, if you will, to, well, to make a bargain with Mark here. Is it Mark? Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Pierre. And she says, you want some of this, Pierre? I know you do. So let's stop fighting. What do you have in mind, Sherry? And she just kills him straight away. Remember what I was saying on pure weakness? Yeah, his weakness was more, I don't know, women and sex and that, etc. What's wrong with having sex with women? Come on, Nina, get real. Anyway, so, and then she goes to the Marc Boisseau's mansion, a little less to get inside. He was the one who turned that angry young woman into her killer. And I believe she's talking about herself. Teacher, father figure, and lover. The man I hate most in the world. But Mark is, you know, he's been informed by, I don't know, his goons that the assassin is here and she's on the way. And then he looks at her through the screen and he says, magnificent, isn't she? She would have seen, you should have seen her when she was 15, like a wild animal. Killed 3 of my best men while we're training her. We lost track of her, sir. She's gone invisible. Got a gyro waiting for you on the roof. Take it while we fix this problem. All right, cool, right? So what happens? He takes off with the gyro, and before she can do anything, and she says the score drops to 39%. But you need more than a way with guns or knives if you want to be a top flight assassin. You need technical knowledge, like there was where to put the patent explosive, is that how you say it? For maximum effect. I took a time out. That's cool. So she blinked again. So no one saw me rig the bomb to the gyro. I immediately hit 49%. The public likes it. Maybe I'm getting better at this game. Wow, that's actually cool. So, but since we don't know if he's actually in here, maybe he escaped or maybe not. I don't know. So we go back to this this game host chat thingy. So so Woody here is very happy. She says, "What a combination! Close-up work, strategy, sex, and explosions. How can you not love that?" It seems our guest this evening won't share my enthusiasm. So okay, there's a new panel here, and what does this panel do? He says, first, I have a problem with punishment as an entertainment. Welcome to the modern world, August. Secondly, let's take a look at some of those so-called bad guys, shall we? So, again, she is, I don't know, being screwed over because they try to humanize all these, well, bad people about that they were harassed, they were juvenile, they were abused as a child. Raymond Petit here was sold to gangsters who did something to him and forced him into a life of crime. Lester Arnold and Mickey Carice were born intellectually impaired, and some of the mothers were addicted, hacks as a drug, and their brain were altered by genetics or environment. It's been significantly proven that this can lead to criminality, though no fault of their own. So yeah, they are saying, oh, all these bad people that murder people and you know, doing crime, they are not real bad people. They are victims, right? Just like modern days, you know, where people do hideous and crazy stuff and they are being, you know, getting a pat on the back and say, oh, don't do it again. And instead of going to jail, they are free to go and, you know, do it again, right? So this woman says they deserved our pity and our help. Instead, Nina Ryan slaughtered them like animals. With this photo of her with the blood spattered all over her face. So yeah, she's not happy because she's, of course, watching it all. Thanks to those liberal intellectuals, my absolution score takes a real hit. And she says that she's losing her audience and she doesn't know what to do anymore. And I'm going to have to be smarter. Target someone who no one can give a damn about. Okay, so that must be a big guy, but also a guy that is not really in the picture. I wonder. And then Magica is still here. It doesn't stop. I'm going to unalive myself. And she says, Stevie, no, you don't want to do that. I don't know what else to do. Please help me. And then we see Stevie here undressing herself. She says, he said, I don't do what he wants. I never work again. I talked to some other girls that work here, and I know one who overdosed. It's Blake Gerard. He ruins people who don't give him what he wants. I wish I was more like you, Nina. I wish I was a killer. What a great ending for this book. I really like it. So what I like about this comic is that, you know, the art is great. It's dark, it's gritty. Realistic, quote unquote, when it comes to, you know, material and story-wise at some point, but also how, you know, facial and, well, not really facial expressions, but the art is pretty realistic, although Mike is doing a lot of Photoshop with presets. And I said that maybe in the last issue, but I'm not entirely sure. For me, it takes away, his art has some kind of a signature. I love his art a lot, but, you know, when he just mixing a lot of preset Photoshop things in here, it takes away some of that magic art or his distinguished style, if you know what I mean. So, and we have a preview of what's to come. Oh, her absolution is getting low. Anyway, so what I like about this comic is more like, there's a lot of layers in here, right? Nina is trying to do everything she can to get out of the situation, but she's being, I'm not sure the word screwed over is the right word, but she's being hindered by a lot of things, you know, by her viewers, right? Who gives a low score if she doesn't do what they want, because they are basically adrenaline junkies, and they have an attention span of a goldfish. So if Nina doesn't do anything quickly or stylishly, they're going to complain and give her a low score, right? But then we have also these panels of guys from the talk show host that, you know, doesn't like what she's doing. I believe this guy's feeling threatened because she's, you know, pretty popular. And so, yeah, she needs to hit that absolution. So there's that goal. And also, you know, she's being, having doubts. She's hesitating. She wants to help people, but she can't. And then there's also this girl that's being, I don't know, abused. And now Nina probably is going to try to kill this guy. And that's probably the the right thing, or, well, the thing that she needs to bump up that absolution. We're going to see about that. So there's a lot of things in here that I like. Yeah, surprisingly, I like it more than I thought it would be. In the beginning, I thought, oh no, cancel culture haircut, you know, girl boss and all that stuff. But so far I've been surprised pretty well. I'm not sure if that's the correct word to say, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Let's leave it at that. Guys, thank you so much for watching as always. Please leave a comment. That helps me a lot with the algorithm. And I see you next time. Bye-bye.